Hey, beautiful souls, happy sexy Thursday. It's Jupiter Day, and you are listening to African Tantric Goddess podcast with Goddess Moitnesi, your sexy melanated beauty. I exist. It's even a wonder that I am. Yes, the seventh. I'm the eighth wonder. How about that? Yo, what's up? Happy Jupiter Day. Let me tap into what I mean by Jupiter Day. Thursday is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is the energy of Jupiter basically radiates exploration, pleasure, expansion, and deepening connection and expanding your consciousness. So, when it comes to sex, on Thursday, and why I call it Sexy Thursday, it's because it's like expansive pleasure. Yes, please. Also I've been feeling the energy this whole week of just using my friend, my vibrator, literally 10 times a day at this point. So when I'm sitting here and I'm talking about this sexual energy that is, radiating during Jupiter Day, I am feeling it as well. Jupiter also is associated with abundance, wisdom, and growth. So we are going to tap into some tight wisdom because we already talked about Sexy Thursday. You already know what I'm gonna tap into. Sex. Yes, bitches. Listen, I'm about to talk about some crazy tantric shit and why I am always so loud about Tantra and how it has helped me heal sexual traumas. You all are gonna know today why. That's why I that's why I made even this podcast to talk shit about my sexual healing journey, and also just like to do. This is also gonna be like a sexual energetic cleanse report. So I'll be talking about what I have learned from practicing Tantra and applying those practices to enhance my sexual healing journey, and also the things I faced during the journey and the things that I'm still facing now. That's why I have to do the sexual energetic cleanse report, because I'm also kind of going through a cleanse. I've been abstaining from sex for the past 6 months, and I really am not gonna give any man anything anymore. Please, they can just send me money and that's all they can do. Thank you. Talking about Tantra, many people don't understand what yoga and Tantra is. Tantra, I've noticed here in Europe, people just assume it's sex. So as soon as you just talk about Tantra, or when I have also like a website on holistic healing and I talk about Tantra on there, um, even though my website is women only, like all of my services and offerings are for women only, men will still contact me because they have seen me write Tantra somewhere on my website, so they want to know if they can get a hand job or a blow job from me. And I'm like, Tantra is the art of releasing yourself from any mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, and sexual bondages. It's a whole doctrine. It's a mix of things that comes together to enhance your mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, and sexual growth. So people disregard the mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, and they just think sex, tantra, sex. And it's like y'all don't understand, like, especially when it comes to yoga, which is one of the main practices in the doctrine of Tantra. Its main purpose, it's outside of strength and flexibility and balance of the body and mind. Like, You will hear most yoga instructors, they will just talk about, yeah, it's good for flexibility, it's good for this and that. It's because we are also facing a lot of misunderstanding when it comes to Tantra and yoga, because most of the people who are training yoga in the world today are mostly white, and most of the yoga courses are going to be taught from a Eurocentric lens. And most of these people do not have the deep knowledge that my ancestors or Southeast Asians have when it comes to Tantra and yoga. So it is about unlocking transformative energy of Kundalini, which is also known as Sekhem in ancient Egyptian, and that is that serpent that is coiled up at the base of your spine. And the more you unlock all the blockages around your body, whether it's physical, energetically, emotional, mental, that serpent will uncoil and will go round and round. And that serpent, that energy, is primarily sexual force, because the base of the spine, that's where everything sits, our reproductive organs, our sexual organs, and also for women, our wombs. So when we talk about yoga and tantra, it is designed to help transform and also spiritually empower you. It's not just to make you flexible and to make you do handstands. Hell no. To the no, no, no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. This life force is connected to your sexual energy, okay? And it is designed to amplify emotions, desires, thoughts, and any other programs in your human consciousness in order to increase personal awareness. And which I can tell is that once you get into like this lifestyle of doing yoga every day and being aware of what you put in your body, what you consume, whether it's food, whether it's the news, whether it's the type of books you read, the type of music you listen to, uh, you become so aware to so much that is around you than most people who do not practice this tantra yoga and all of this spiritual holistic stuff. So this is like a spiritual purpose, especially for like of the sexual energy, like to awaken, transform, expand, and create. So, Tantra, when it comes to healing sexual traumas, it teaches you that your pum pum is not only for somebody's dick to enter and then to make you pregnant from there. Your pum pum can be used to transform shit, birth ideas, expand shit. It has its own consciousness. It's not just a pum pum. Period. And you can notice a lot right now, with social media, like the access to this like information, and also like you can also realize that most of the yogis are being open about sensuality and sexuality, like on social media. Like it's real, because maybe not all yogis will experience this unlocking in their personal practice, but it does exist. Like I said, you can go on social media, you can go online, and you will see that shit is real. And the stories that have been told, that I'm going to talk about later, about tantric healing retreats, people are doing crazy shit with their sexual energies. They like, they you don't like you don't, your sexual energy is not just there for fucking. It can be used to do so much. And like, you know, you can like, it is only through the release of these inhibitions in that kundalini that you can fully unlock all of those bags that you're carrying, and I do like consider myself as a really divine psychic sexual healer when it comes to that, because I am very aware like of my sacredness and how my sexuality is so sacred. And it's not until, I will say it's not until this Capricorn season, like right now, that I accepted my gift, to be honest, and also like me pushing myself to open up and talk on this podcast about this, because I was aware of all of this Tantra and yoga stuff for years. Like I told you, I've been doing yoga for 9 years, but there was always so much shame and guilt around my calling, because I just even talked on YouTube about so much shame and guilt about me being open about being a dancer and also doing financial domination is the same thing I faced when it comes to yoga and being comfortable with being nude and practicing yoga nude, and also being open about tantra. I had a very like also lower vibrational sexual encounters, as I didn't see myself worthy of pleasure. So I neglected the fact that I was having sex, which is like an energy exchange. Even though I was highly sexually active, I got like, really sexually assaulted, emotionally, verbally abused, and I will still run back to the men who didn't meet my standards sexually, who didn't match my sex drive, who wouldn't make effort to please me and would try to abuse me by at any chance they get. And like it was a really unbreakable vicious cycle, and me choosing to abstain from sex has been like the best thing I've done for myself. I cannot lie, because till this day I can even have a breakdown and I'll be crying and I'm like, damn, I'm really crying from that time that guy used me for sex. I'm still crying about that. Like, it's crazy how you can carry those traumas for years if you do not like, and it's until you decide to break the cycle, that's when you start releasing all of that shit. And it's crazy because this is years of like sexual trauma, and it's like I'm only like feeling it in my body now because I've been abstaining from sex. And also like realizing that I barely enjoyed sex in my life was also, it was also like the thing that made me like that made me take a step back. Hey, I can't even speak. And like and I had to decide how I want to move forward. And also my tantra yoga training highlighted that I was constantly craving acceptance. That's why I was going back to the same type of men who didn't even meet my standards. So, like, unlike for men, sex is very, very emotional bonding for women, and releasing the need of being accepted and prioritizing self acceptance was like the first thing that I had to do to heal those sexual traumas. So I am alienated because I want a full mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, and financial experience during sex, okay? I am more authentic in my self expression, and I love it for me, to be honest, because reaching to this point of my life, especially as a young black woman, it's like period. It's like a big middle finger to society, and also like a big middle finger to all the men who tried to abuse me, because most of these men, they think that you are less than, they think that you're worthy of nothing, that you will never do anything with your life. That's why they treat you that way. But my haters, if you ever come to this spot and you're listening to me, hello. But also through mind, body, soul, and yoni connection, I am more conscious of whom I share moments of intimacy with. So that means that, like I was saying, Tantra is not, it doesn't mean sex, it's not sex. It's the same way as intimacy. Being intimate with somebody doesn't mean you're fucking them. Intimacy is it's fucking spectrum. It can go from talking, having a chat with somebody, to cuddling, or to be vulnerable with them, or to wild sex. It's like, yeah. And in order to avoid any one sided emotional attachment, I just decided to not get emotionally attached to these men at all while I'm being intimate with them. And now I recognize, like, when my heart is not safe with somebody, like, I I feel it because I do take a step back to analyze everything and see, like, I don't feel like my heart is being welcomed here, and this shit is so unreciprocated. Ew. So, like, that's how it is abstaining from sex as a woman. You realize all of the shit you've gone through, and the relationships that you've put yourself into, and you cannot go back. There's no way you can go back. And it's like, I feel so free, to be honest, because now I've went to having men in my phone who only thought about sex. I mean, men will always think about sex, so even the men on my phone, they still think they're on my phone now because they're gonna get some pussy from me later. But no, I've gone from entertaining men in a sexually manner to not entertaining them at all, to just being there. They need to be there to worship me and be ready. If you're on my phone, you need to be ready to do shit for me, okay? Because I can't go through a whole vicious cycle of trauma bonds. Like, no, no. No, because I am more in love with my body than I've ever been, and I am way more happy exploring my sexuality by myself through masturbation. It's been amazing. Like, women, we can give ourselves orgasms, so we really don't need the men. You know what I'm saying? Building intimacy with my sexy ass and body and soul than having a boring 20-minute sex with some guy from Tinder is top tier. Very much top tier. So coming back to our Jupiter day, our sexy day, I will leave y'all with some affirmations. I love doing affirmations, especially in the morning. Like, I swear to God, I can be waking up in the morning feeling like shit, having so much anxiety. I put some meditation music on and I just say out loud some affirmations like, I am beautiful. I love my natural, gorgeous body that's capable of giving and receiving so much pleasure. I am a sexual goddess. Sex is a spiritual, soulful energy exchange for me and the partner I choose, and also financial energy exchange. Every sexual encounter is different, unique, and exciting. I am sexually adventurous as I please to be. I love saying those affirmations because we also know, as women, we go through menstrual phases and ovulation can hit, and you can feel like you want that person really bad, but no, you can give yourself the pleasure you need. And with that said, it's sacred how you grow your curiosity about sex. The state of the womb is a major factor in every phase of womanhood. It is the main indicator of our well being. That's why our sexual energy should be kept locked in order to heal from all the sexual traumas. period. Y'all, I will just leave this here. I do talk a lot about womb health and tantra and yoga and what it has done for my sexual energy on IG. So, I like to create a safe space for both women and also sex workers, importantly, for them to explore like holistic tantra yoga, intimacy, sex, sensuality, self seduction, sacred orgasm in the most expansive ways ever than they've ever known. Sex and intimacy is so much more than just getting fucked by some man for 20 minutes. It's so much more. And sitting here, there's some lesbian sex that has been going on for the past 16 hours. And y'all are begging from some 20-minute sex from a guy that you met on Tinder. Hey. Anyways, thank you for listening to the African Tantric Goddess podcast plus with Goddess Menesi. Make sure you check the link in the description below to know more about what I be posting online. I'm a very chatty human being. I'm just a girl with a big mouth. And I will see y'all next week. Peace.